Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to actually a book review. This is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, and I had actually never read that book. So I finished it today. I took a long time. April was a rough reading month in the sense that I was focused on trying to finish a lot of projects so that I could take to the Puerto Rico Comic Con, and that was intense. So the reading slump came, and hopefully today marks the return to unslumpness. So yeah, let me take the glasses off. There's a lot of glare. So if I'm a bit like that, that's because I'm kind of blind. But yes, Of Mice and Men, short book, 107 pages. Even though it does pack a punch. I'm not going to say that the writing is superb or whatnot. This is a classic, and it's a classic for several reasons, probably. But my assessment of it is that, like other classics of that era, it's not that long of a book. It's 107 pages. And a couple of parts do feel a bit rushed. But even so, I'm actually going to say the rating I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it 4 stars. Why don't I give it 5 stars? Because of what I just mentioned. It feels a bit rushed. Some people might say that it's a bit predictable or that you can see it, but this isn't a story about surprising you in the sense of plot twist or whatnot. It's supposed to surprise you in the way that it disarms you. I finished this early today, and I picked up Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And I'm still a bit shook up by the ending of this book. It's pretty intense because even though you see it coming, it is raw and intense. By the way, if you have any sensitivity towards the N word, I won't say it because people are gonna report the video. And I have that expression because a lot of people don't say the N word, but treat people like the N word, and I think it would be better if they said the word and were a bit more honest about their behavior rather than giving themselves a participation medal, you know. But it is very gratuitous in the use of the N word because it's from 1937, and it is in that time. And there are certain characters. The character development is very interesting. The story, if you don't know it, I'm not gonna say I'm surprised. I'm not surprised because I actually heard of Mice and Men and knew it for years and never read it and just recently read it, and I'm past my mid 30s. George and Lenny are two people who work on farms. George isn't that big of a guy. He's the brains of the operation. And Lenny, if you've ever seen cartoons with the abominable snowman from Warner Brothers, that's Lenny. I'm gonna hug him and pet him, George. And that's Lenny. And if they didn't get the inspiration for the abominable snowman from Of Mice and Men, I will be surprised. But that's the thing. Lenny had a certain sense of retardation, and he was this huge guy, but he had the mind and the heart of a child. He wanted to pet dogs and rabbits, and he wanted to tend to rabbits, and he liked pretty things and touching pretty things and whatnot. And the thing is that when you combine that with the Incredible Hulk, like strength that Lenny does possess, bad things happen. It's not that he means to; it's that they do happen. And this book is about the consequences of bad things happening, of you trying to give someone the benefit of the doubt even though bad things happen. The consequences of people trying to save each other, of how many there are so many when there's a really bad situation in your life, with hindsight, you realize that there are at least 20 exits that would have avoided that situation, and this is no different. You know, you see one of the climaxes, and you know that stuff is not gonna go well. And even so, even though the signs are clear, um, fate sometimes has its way. I won't say always because, well, you have to keep faith that it won't always have its way, and sometimes it'll have your way. But still, the case of Mice and Men, you take very simplistic conversations, you put things that are hinted at and are slowly but surely revealed, and you know that's really good storytelling in that sense. I'm not going to say there's a huge plot. I'm not going to say that it is a winding tale. I'm going to say that it's a story. It evolves, and you see and you root for people that won't get a good outcome, and you hear the story of George and how he and Lenny will have their own plot of land, how they'll live off the plot of the land, off the fat of the land, and things like that, and you'll see how someone clings on to those moments, to cling on to hope and dreams, and how dreams can be snuffed out simply because of life, because of actions, because of repercussions and whatnot. So yeah, even at 107 pages, it packs a punch, and I'm really happy that I read it. So here is the book. It was good. I'm gonna do a full review. I'll probably go more in depth. Let this simmer in my psyche until tomorrow or maybe Tuesday, and then I'll write something up. But until then, peace, love, and maki roll.